Thanks for joining us, Eliot.
Yes, thanks for having me. Not at home. Just stepped outside the practice field here at the NovaCare.
How's everything look?
Nice weather.
How's everything looking at practice today?
Good. I mean, they're in good shape heading into this game. I would say the two noteworthy players that were not out there today, Cam Jurgens, second day in a row. He hasn't been out there, so seems pretty unlikely he's going to play. Brett Toth was taking the center reps for the portion of practice we saw. And the interesting one was Noah Adoree-Jackson. Adoree took part in, I believe, part of practice yesterday, wasn't a full participant, but was out there and was not out there at all today. Like, I didn't even see him out on the field. So something to monitor as they got to, potentially make roster cuts. I'll be curious to see what his roster status is the rest of the week.
Yeah, Adoree-Jackson had the concussion and he was cleared. You have to wonder, I have no information, just wondering if getting out there and practicing maybe triggered something and he had symptoms again. Those things can lag and they're unpredictable. You can't really do imaging on those. It's really just about how you feel. So I wonder if it was that there too.
But what was noteworthy, though, is there's a portion of practice where they do special teams to start, and the cornerbacks that aren't going to play special teams normally work off to the side. And every week I've been out here, it's normally been the two starting corners that are out there, whether it's Adoree and Keeley with Quinion or whatever. But today, Jair Alexander was doing that drill with Quinion. So I don't think he's going to play special teams, and it could be as simple as that. But it is noteworthy to me that the drill that's normally the two starting corners, Jair and Quinion, were the two doing it.
Eliot, we opened the show today asking if at this point you believe the Eagles are elite, if they're a level above the competition in the NFC right now, right this second. Do you think they are, or is the next two games where you can really start to believe that?
Yeah, I don't think you can call them elite yet. I mean, I guess it depends how you want to look at it. Like, if you want to say the best team in the NFC is by definition elite, then I guess. But I just think from watching this team over the past few years and even just other great teams, like, I don't think they're elite yet. I'm not really sure what they're elite at. They haven't really put together a great stretch of football. I think the past 6 quarters they've played have been an encouraging sign, and I do think coming off the bye week they'll play better football the rest of the year, but I don't think you could say they're an elite team yet.
There it is. I'm completely surprised that you don't think that they're elite as a red zone scoring team and a team that takes care of the football. They are elite in both of those.
So actually what's making me feel this is a debate we used to have in 2023. In 2023, I said when they were 10-1, I'm like, they're an elite team. You can put this team in any season and they would win. And we saw how that ended, right? Even though they were not playing elite football, I thought the record and I thought the things they were good at made them elite. But we now, with the benefit of hindsight, can remember that team was not an elite team. And I think this team has played football closer to the 2023 team than the 2024 team. So I think
I completely disagree.
I don't think they're going to collapse, but I mean, they
turned the ball over at an alarming rate in 2023.
Agreed. That's one difference in 2023.
But that's a huge difference.
I agree, but the similarity between the two teams is they have not put together in fact, I don't think they've put together one complete game. I guess the Giants game will probably be the closest.
Yeah, the Giants and the Vikings game. And the Vikings game.
No, the Vikings game, they were not good in the first half of that game.
Yeah, they were.
I mean, the offense certainly wasn't, and the defense got aided by the fact Carson kept throwing them the ball. Like, at halftime of that game, I don't think anyone felt good about where they were at. The second half, they were unbelievable, right? And they ended up turning in an impressive game overall.
Why do the Eagles get held to this standard where they have to play perfect football for 4 quarters? Do we watch these other football teams? Do we watch the other teams around the league? I mean, the Broncos are 8-2, and they don't even seemingly wake up until the fourth quarter in most of their games.
Yeah, I don't think asking the Eagles to play more than one complete game to be called elite is holding them to a high standard.
No. What I'm saying is that how the amount of, I guess, discredit we lend to the Eagles when they don't play a perfect game or they show flaws in the game. What I'm saying is every team shows flaws every game. Every team has a 3-and-out. Their quarterback has a bad series or two. He misses throws. The coach makes a tough decision, wrong decision. Players don't show up. Like, that happens for all of these teams. It's a mediocrity league. My only thing is that I'm not holding anything against the Eagles. And you triggered me when you said 2023, because I don't think this team is is nothing like the 2023 team, especially.
I think they've played football similar. Their football they've played through the first 8 games have been closer to 2023 than last year, in my opinion. In the way that there's pre-snap penalties. You're right. There's not the turnovers.
Through the first 8 games of last year? How elite did they look through those first 8 games?
I thought they looked better through the first 8 games last year than they've looked through the 8 games this year. I mean, I have to go through and remember game by game, but
yeah, you would have to.
I would, yeah. I'd have to do that when we hang up. But I feel like if you think of 2023, the general feeling of the team was they were getting by without playing great football, and that's what it felt like the first 6.5 games of this season. So you're right. When you go around the league, like again, I started this by saying I think they're the best team in the NFC. So if by definition that makes them elite, I'm fine with calling them elite. But I know what my eyes have seen, and my eyes have not seen elite football.
Best team in the NFL.
Probably. I mean,
there's not a team in the league right now you could tell me definitively are better than the Eagles.
I agree with that, but what I'm saying is I remember in 2023 we had this exact debate, and you were trying to tell me just because they're the best team in the NFL.
And I've learned from then.
And so did I.
No, you didn't. You obviously didn't learn.
Because in 2023 I insisted because of their record, and I compared them to other teams. But that team ended up not being elite.
And I was right. Hold on. I was right then, and I'll be right this time. That's what I'm saying.
I think you're wrong this time.
Nah. Because we gotta wait to the end to see if I'm wrong. And when they're hosting the trophy, what are you gonna tell me? What are you gonna tell me? You know what you're gonna tell me? You know what you're gonna tell me, E? You're gonna tell me how your stats in training camp were on point.
Well,
that's what you're gonna tell me.
I am gonna say that.
I know. That's what you're gonna tell me. After they win it, you're gonna tell me how much the stats was right.
And if they win the Super Bowl, I'll agree they're elite. But we're talking about what we've seen on the field right now. Like, what are they elite at?
I just told you, red zone and taking care of the football.
I mean, in fairness, Eliot, I agree with you, but
what would that be? Would it have to be an elite passing team?
No. Hold on. Just let me throw this out there. If I were arguing with you right now, and you told, I'm not, but I'm sorry, but because I agree with you largely, but last year. You said Jalen was elite because they won and he took care of the football. Mm-hmm. The 2025 Eagles win and take care of the football. Mm-hmm. So by that calculation,
make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I will make it make sense, and you're all about to be real salty. Like if you ask me if Jalen's having an elite season, I think there's an argument for that. But that's not the question. The argument is, are they an elite team? And again, I would ask you, other than taking care of the football, which is important. Like, they're not an elite running team. They're not an elite passing team. They're not an elite pass defense. They're not an elite rushing team. They're not an elite offense, and they're not an elite defense. So, like, yes, there are aspects of the team that they are elite at, and I agree. Last year, now that the season is over, I think Jalen had an elite year. And maybe when this year is over, I'll be saying the same thing. But right now, through 8 games, they have not played, honestly, anywhere close to elite football.
They are elite at winning. That's what they are. Because if they were an elite passing team, meaning if they threw for a bunch of yards, but they were 5-3 or 4-4, no one would be calling them an elite team. Just like when they were 5-2 or 4-2 or 3-2 last year, and Saquon started going off, nobody called them an elite team. So just being elite in one category doesn't get it. It's the winning that makes you elite.
I'm not saying you have to be elite in one category. I'm asking, can there be at least one category?
Well, I gave you 2 of them. You didn't accept
I get it. The red zone and the turnovers matter. I agree. But I would argue that's not really like a part of the football team. It's something they are good at, but there's not
a part of the football team. Well, turnovers change games every week. What are you talking about?
But are you talking about 2 years of turnovers?
That's not a unit is the point I'm making. What unit on
it's the team. It's the offense.
Nah, I don't really think that counts. Like what unit of the team is elite? I don't think you can say
the
any
offense and taking care of the football.
And that's why they're winning, and that's why I always stress how important it is. And I think I've been proven
and it's elite.
About that.
No, I agree with you. But for some reason, you're arguing against your own information.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the turnovers, they are elite at it. I agree. They're great at taking care of the ball. but I don't think that solely makes them an elite team. Last year they were elite.
No, that along with the winning, along with being defending Super Bowl champions, along with having the toughest schedule in football, along with looking at the resume of teams that they've beaten already, that's what makes them elite,
See,
Eliot.
That to me sounds like a 2023 argument besides the
Oh, you keep going back to 2023.
Because that's what it
this
looked
team
like
is nothing like 2023. There was disharmony on that team. No one liked the defensive coordinator on that team. Jalen was turning the ball over at an alarming rate on that team. Even offensively, from a philosophy standpoint and play calling standpoint, I don't know if the head coach and the offensive coordinator at that time were on the same page. And the damn quarterback and the head coach certainly weren't on the same page at that time. And I'm not going to even get into the player stuff that was happening during that time. This season is nothing like 2023. Nothing like it. Doesn't have the same feel to it or anything. It just doesn't.
It had a pretty similar feel to it up until halftime of that Vikings game. I mean, it did. Everyone was questioning Patullo. That team couldn't put together a complete game.
I wasn't.
I know you weren't. Me.
I wasn't.
But I'm just saying the feel of the team in terms of the quality of football they were playing through the first 6.5 games was not even close to elite. So the last 6 quarters did matter. And I do think the rest of the year they will improve. If you look at them from week 10 and on under Nick Sirianni and Jalen, there's something like 21-3 if you remove 2023 out of it, right? So they win all the time after the bye. But that doesn't change the fact the football I've seen for the first 8 games has not been elite football.
And if I can agree with that, I'll agree with that. I never said it's been elite football. You just asked me to give you a category
or two.
How can
they be an elite team if they're not playing elite football?
No, they are playing elite football right now. See, the problem is that you're still hanging on. Hold on. You're still hanging on to the first 4 weeks. So if I were to ask you prior to last week, and a lot of other people would have told me Green Bay was an elite team.
Yeah, I think
so. Then one game changes things, right?
Yes, things really matter.
Okay, then so the Eagles, the last 2 games, to me, have changed that narrative about their team and the outlook on their team. They've changed that narrative with their play. I'm not saying they've been playing elite football all year long. I've never said that. I just said right now they are. They're coming off their best football game. They're going to go up there and smack Green Bay Monday night. Then they're going to come back and beat Detroit on Sunday night.
I agree with you.
And then you'll get a seat on the bus of elite status with your boy. You'll get to come ride with me on the elite status bus because I will welcome you on because I know by then you'll be singing all types of praises for the organization then. You'll be telling us how great they are at that point once they knock off Green Bay and Detroit. You'll just be late to the party.
Yep.
Well, as long as you let me in the party, that's all that matters.
Well, you know I will. I got to have my road dog with me. You got to be there.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you got to be there with me.
Yeah,
you got to be there with me.
I appreciate that. But, yeah, just first 8 games, you are right that the last 2 weeks, the arrow is pointing up on the team.
Okay.
The first 8 weeks, though overall, not elite football this season so far.
We didn't even get time. Should I ask Eliot about the tush push?
What about Willie Lampkin?
There's nothing like yelling about the Eagles in the Eagles parking lot right outside.
I will tell you, I'm not going to tell you who it was that told me, but the last time that happened, I think it was you and Spike arguing that time.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, about gambling.
Yeah, somebody actually told me they were coming out the building and they saw you and they were like, is that Eliot? Like they heard you, and then they were like, "Why is he yelling?" So they heard you on the radio with us.
Why is he yelling about insider trading?
Right.
Yeah.
He got in his car and he turned on the radio and heard you. He heard the argument continuing. So
Nice.
Yeah. There you are. That's your thing in the parking lot.
I can't wait till the off season where we send Eliot to cover the Terry Rozier trial, and he's holding signs outside saying "Free Terry." Free Terry and free Chauncey.
Yeah, gladly.
Well, the Go Birds podcast is excellent. You are going to Green Bay with fans of Philly, as you normally do.
Yeah.
Green Bay, as you've said, is one of the must visits, right, on the road for football fans.
Definitely a bucket list place. Leave tomorrow. They have a whole flight of Eagles fans going out there. So I think there'll be plenty of Eagles fans on Monday night at Lambeau Field for sure.
All right, Eliot, thanks as always. You can get the Go Birds podcast, and you get Go Birds Daily every single day, of which I'm a regular listener wherever you get your podcast. Thank you, Eliot, as always.
All right,
Yep, appreciate it. Talk to you guys soon.